it's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. Party like it's your birthday. Wanna hear the club? So ito na po, no?
What's up, mga Lodi?
Welpa!
Petmalu!
Welcome back to our 4th episode here at Forbidden Talks. This is Rian.
I'm James the Great.
And I'm Zach.
And welcome again. So guys, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, obviously, it's all about this thing going on, this craze going on about, the millennial thing.
The millennial.
Yeah, putting
Wow,
all the
that's
words
interesting.
behind all
The
that.
Is that me or something?
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm for sure I'm not a millennial.
Alright.
I'm not a millennial.
Okay, so we're kind of like having a trouble here, right? So why would you say you're not a millennial? I mean, like, who are millennials and what would it like compose to be a millennial?
Well, according to research, okay, I really put the work in this.
Of course you did. Okay.
Okay, anybody who were born 84 and after
Mhm.
are considered millennials.
Okay.
So obviously I wasn't born 84, I was born
So what's your
before
age
that,
then?
but not really way before that. So
I
I'm
doubt it.
crossing the borderline. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. Okay?
Alright.
But you two guys, I think you guys are millennials.
We are?
Okay.
I mean, if we're gonna base it on the year where you were born, when you were born.
The year,
The
okay.
year
Yeah.
of when we were born. But with this research that you did though, I mean, how did they classify being a millennial? I mean, yes, we did have like the age bracket or the year bracket, but what does being a millennial really mean?
Well, guys, I also did some research about this stuff.
They're so
Oh my God, we are so researchers.
Yeah, we are such
I thought we were just about to talk about things that people don't dare talk about.
I know, but this is my generation.
Oh, so you have a lot to say on
You
it.
gotta
Okay.
represent, guys. You gotta represent.
Okay. So what
Alright,
did you research
so
about?
I did some research about it. They say you're a millennial if you're into social media, into your phones. You feel entitled. You don't develop relationships anymore. You're more in the zone when it comes to your gadgets and your stuff. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it's being a millennial doesn't necessarily mean that you always are on social media. I mean, that's like an aspect, but I think it becomes more of a stereotype. But yeah, there's always like a fine line between being on social media a lot and the age bracket that we have in millennials. But I did watch this video that states that millennials nowadays they actually have like poor attention. They don't really stay on their jobs for so long. Most of them, like, these are like descriptions based on what we actually researched on, and they always want instant gratification.
Right.
It's like if they do something, you'd have to do something back, or there's like a reward and punishment
Yeah,
kind
or
of
if they
system.
want something, they want it now.
Right,
They
that's
just couldn't
true.
wait. They just couldn't
Mhm.
wait.
That's
Well,
why they're very inattentive too.
I agree, and I think millennials are so entitled because of their environment, the way they were raised.
Okay.
I think it's not entirely their fault, but it's like parenting strategies.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah.
I guess it's an effect of the previous generations.
Yeah.
I don't know
think
if,
so too.
if you have been watching our previous videos, we talked about depression. The kay Joey De Leon, that he grew up in a generation wherein you have to build up your own self-esteem, because whatever your message, you gotta
Fix it on your own.
fix it on
Yeah.
your own.
Yeah.
So I guess those people who were treated that way, parang they were, alam mo yun, parang I guess they promised themselves that I'm not gonna make my kids feel this way as well, so I'm gonna have to give them the love and
Yeah.
Right, okay.
give them everything that they need.
Yes, I think
So-
so too.
And that's where millennials comes in. So ganun na yung generations, and they feel like entitled na sila for them to be to yung kumbaga binibigay na lang sa kanila lahat.
And sometimes I think most of the so-called millennials that I know, they actually do so many things, or they want to do so many things, but they don't like the grinding of getting there.
I
can
think
relate to that.
I think I know someone like that.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Like they don't want to be doing so many things
Mhm.
because like they feel entitled to have, you know, something in return for what they're doing, whether that's like a small or a big thing already.
Yeah.
So which actually creates a huge rift with companies now because I mean the generation gap, as I mentioned, is kind of different.
Right, right.
So how do we resolve these kinds of things then?
That's the interesting question. To tell you honestly, guys, I think I'm again millennial. I just realized, you
Well,
know, just like what you've said, I hate the grind.
Mhm.
You know, I want to do a lot of things, but when I start doing the things that I want to do, I'm like, nah, I just don't want this anymore. I want immediate gratification.
Okay. Well, I think there's a millennial in everybody because
I think
if
so
you're
too.
gonna base it on social media, I mean, I be on social media a lot because I have like a lot of friends who would, you know, who I'd talk to or who I'd minister to, or you know, friends who are asking for.
I guess
Advice.
everybody's already always.
Yeah,
on
that's
social
actually
media.
like communication.
And
Yeah.
there's less than
Um,
1% of the population that doesn't have a Facebook account.
Yeah. So, then again, in terms of like taking care of these kids, like the millennials, like how do we actually like adjust to them? I mean, are we supposed to tolerate
Or
it?
are we? Are you guys supposed to adjust to these millennials?
No, I think what I've noticed is the problem with parents right now is that let's say for example technology. Since I'm a parent, I have a kid, so parents nowadays are kind of frightened into adjusting or adapting to the new technology that's coming in.
Frightened in what?
Yeah, we're kind of scared. Like, let's say for example, the first time I used Instagram, I really don't know how to do it. I really don't know how to use it. I don't
Okay.
I don't even-
Snapchat. I'm like, what?
I don't even see the value of using it. I mean, may Facebook
I
naman
see.
na ako,
Yeah.
di ba?
Yeah.
So the thing is, as a parent, pag meron kang ganun, saan ka tatakbo? Tatakbo ka sa anak mo. Di ba? So, it'll be the kids now who's teaching their parents.
Okay.
Where it's supposed to be the other way around. Na yung kids, dapat they look so much to their parents that, you know, if they want to ask for wisdom, if they want to learn something, they would have to go to the parents. Pero hindi. So, where do they go? They go to their friends.
Right.
So, they feel like, alam mo yun, I'm on top of the world because I
Right.
know more than my parents.
And adolescents, most especially, like adolescents, they're significant people, like medically speaking,
Uh-huh.
like psychosocially speaking,
I
are
think I
their
know someone who
peers,
does that as well.
right? Are their peers.
Mhm.
So they don't really listen as much to their parents,
Mhm.
basically, but you know, when they're with their friends and all of their friends are, you know, doing the same things,
Right,
they have to
right.
catch up and
Yeah.
have that trend.
Exactly.
So they become a part of that certain group. And
Right.
well, what concerns me about that is most of the kids nowadays have this habit of just being on social media
I
for
agree.
a very long period of time, to a point that you know they're not interacting with more people.
I agree, guys. Well, when it comes to millennials, I think they have a problem with relationships, with communication. Since we're talking about relationships now, social media, communications. I think what the millennials are doing is that they're actually making friends through social media.
Yeah, even
And
courting.
Even courting.
Right.
Tinder, right?
Love, finding
Yeah.
love. It's
So
all
nowadays the millennials are not used to courting
Mhm.
a girl. They're just swipe left, swipe right. That's
Have you ever
I don't know anything about that.
Me either.
Come
but-
on.
I mean, it is what it is,
It is
right?
what it is.
People actually use that. I mean, not probably like even older adults use that
Yeah.
for some reason, but I mean, these are all instant gratification. It's like if like a certain person would want to buy something online, there's already like Amazon or Lazada or
You know what?
You know?
I think that may be the reason why the kids don't like the grind anymore. They don't like to move.
Yeah, because they can basically get
everything
anything.
in
everything,
just one
yeah.
click. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
not to be putting down technology. I mean, technology has given us so much advantages and
Convenience.
convenience. But I think what technology is taking away from us is the fact that we are humans, and
Right, and they're
humans actually need social interaction.
Yes.
And you know what? It's sometimes it's sad when you see or when you go to. I mean, I love reading books, right? And right now I'm studying a lot. So whenever I go to a coffee shop and just to study or just while away, when you see a couple of people, a group of people, maybe haven't seen each other for a very long time, and they're talking to each other through their phones, like
Yeah,
commenting
that's-
or taking pictures of each other
That's
because
kind
they're
of weird,
together
It's kind of weird.
and commenting on that same post.
You know what,
at the same
guys?
time.
It's
kind of-
weird. Yeah, I know it's weird, but it's the trend nowadays, though. I mean, that's the thing. The kids are like are stick to their phones. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's part of their identity.
Mhm.
The phones become.
I think that's
become,
true. Yeah. It's kind of tough to be seeing these people because, I mean, there's just because I believe that technology in itself, or being on your phone, or just doing things online,
Right.
it can actually give you this sort of detachment to people, right? Because say for example, even if you're having a really bad day, you can actually say to everybody that I had a great day.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like living in a fantasy world.
Yeah, you kind of create a different identity.
Right.
Different identity. I know.
You can like edit everything out.
There's filter, right?
Filter
Even camera apps.
photos and
Okay, guys. So knowing all of that, how do we fix this problem then?
Well, I guess the main thing I guess is just for you again we're gonna have to go back to the basics. You know,
Back
where
to
we're
basics. I love that word, man. It's like you. It's you. all right.
So
Okay.
ancient,
So
basic.
ancient.
So what I'm trying to say is that
Alright.
we have to start making the effort of really getting have personal interaction with other people.
Yeah.
Again, be patient, try to be more patient and try to be more selfless. And you'll be able to see the beauty of it.
I agree. And you know what, guys? I think technology ain't bad, but too much technology,
Right.
too much social media, too much cell phone, like Facebook. I think there's nothing wrong with it. My parents uses Facebook,
Yeah.
but they're not using too much Facebook.
Right. Well, like I always say, I mean, everything is permissible,
Right.
but not everything is beneficial.
That's
I agree.
true. Yeah.
I agree. And I have this one experience wherein I forgot my phone. I went out of town.
Okay.
I forgot my phone, and I'm living by the moment. I was able to talk to my friends. I had a relationship with them. I was able to communicate with them, small talks. Instead of me taking videos and pictures of them swimming, I was able to like see them in person and like interacting with them, and it's like that experience is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
You become more socially
yeah.
aware, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
you get to see everything.
Yeah, you get to see everything.
around.
You get to experience everything.
I think the millennial issue, dati naman millennials, Gen X, Gen Y, whatever you want to call it really doesn't matter. Wala namang ibig sabihin yan. It's just a matter of kung kailan ka pinanganak.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's becoming a stigma because of these
Labels.
traits, these
There's a
personalities.
classification.
Yeah, exactly. And
Stereotype.
diba? You can say na baka nagkakataon lang and all that, but
Right.
I mean, let's be honest, no? We can always see that. Like, I always see this, yung mga naghahanap ng trabaho ngayon. Come on, naghahanap ka ng trabaho. You're a fresh graduate. You never had any experience working, and then you're demanding for salary. The first thing that you're gonna ask is how much is the salary?
Yeah.
You haven't even started working yet. Diba? Or first day in the work and then also, naku, pagod na pagod na ako, I just wanna quit. Come on, it's just your first day, ang ginawa nyo, orientation lang kayo sa HR. Diba? So, it's a problem, okay, but it's not their fault.
It's not their fault.
But what's a good thing is that there is a solution. We can improve our lives.
Yeah.
As
And
long as
we
we
can
are.
always change, right, James?
Absolutely.
Yeah. If they can change, if we can change,
Mhm.
all of us can change.
And I think it also, like, speaking of work in itself though, because I think one way for us to be able to accept the fact that these millennials are here, being a millennial, if you are a millennial, if you consider yourself as a millennial, be open to change. Instant gratification is always good, but it also pays to know how to adjust to other people, you know. And the Bible says this, that we should be reminded of how short we can live in this world. It says in Psalms that we have to be reminded of how short our lives are, and we wanna just enjoy what we have
Enjoy the
in
moment.
front of
Live
us.
by the moment, guys.
Right? There's when you wake up in the morning, the first thing most of us do. I mean, I can actually say this too, but sometimes I would just check my phone because it's my alarm clock.
Yeah.
But
That's what I was about to say.
it's my
It's
alarm
always an
clock,
excuse. It's always
and
an
I check the time.
And then I check the text messages, and then I turn on my Wi-Fi.
Right, so
Alright.
we can't really
That's okay.
really get out of
Yeah.
that. But the first thing that you do in the morning is just see the sun. That's an important thing that we have to do, because that's actually God's grace right there. That
Yes.
He gave us this life to enjoy, and He says in the Bible that we have to enjoy the fruits of our toil.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that we're not enjoying, technology or social media or talking to our friends through the internet, but it also pays to enjoy time with each other. And the Bible also says that iron sharpens iron.
Right.
And each person in this world is built with a different gift and a different personality, maybe. Like, we have different strengths and different weaknesses, and we need each other to be able to sharpen the ones that are the strengths that we have. We can share that to those people who have weaknesses in those parts, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
That's why the saying that no man is an island is not really overrated. It's actually true.
Yeah.
It's actually true. We need to depend with each other, because like what you said, we have different uniqueness,
Yes.
different gifts.
Yeah.
Now let's say you're the kind of guy who brings a lot of humor. Ako naman, I'm kind of serious, but so
I'm
I
the
kind of
joker.
depend on
You're
you.
into dancing, right?
Yeah. See, so I mean, we can complement each
Yeah.
other.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And it's really good to be knowing a lot of people or expanding your network.
Right. Absolutely.
Because you'll be able to learn a lot from so many people.
Yes.
Yes, we do have YouTube where you can learn, and it's still different if you have that personal touch with
Yeah,
each
that's
other.
true.
Like relationship, the conversation.
Yeah, and I think it also takes away the fact that whenever you're on social media, you basically feel, I don't know if you guys would agree about this, but there's some sort of loneliness that you feel, because
Yes.
I mean, you don't really know anymore if these people are saying the truth, or if they're just doing this to outdo other people.
Sa madaling salita na fake news ka.
Yes.
Guys,
Diba?
imagine this, guys. I mean, you're making friends via Facebook. If I have a lot of experiences wherein I have friends sa Facebook. Pag nakakasunod mo ko sila in person, we're not talking to one another. Imagine now how that feels. Imagine the feeling of having a true friend, of having a relationship with someone, being friends, right?
Right, absolutely.
Ain't that amazing? It's 10 times more satisfying, more gratifying than having these Facebook friends na tipong pag nakasunod mo sa person, hindi mo kayo nag-uusap.
Well, I mean, Facebook is a good way for us to be able to talk to each other, no matter how far we are.
Absolutely.
But I mean, like other social media platforms too. But when you're actually out with a friend, and just being able to ask how they are, or how they're doing, or just catching up in a sense where you can just get more information from them. I mean,
Absolutely.
right now, if you're being friends with someone, would you recall what favorite color
Yeah.
they would I know his is red,
Yeah.
so do you have like an idea of what your friend's favorite color is? those are small things that can actually matter in the long run, right? If you
Yeah.
are looking for a gift for a friend on his birthday, sometimes you just don't really know what to give anymore because you don't know anything about that person, and you just know them superficially because of what they have right now. But it also pays to get to know them in a deeper sense,
Yes.
because that's how camaraderie or like a deeper relationship goes.
And guys, let's go for quality rather than quantity of friends,
Mhm.
right? Let's have, let's have true friends na we can rely on. Kasi sa social media, kasi if you have these friends, I mean, merong loneliness yan, just like what you told me earlier.
Right.
There's this loneliness that you build. And hindi siya ma-satisfy habang wala ka ng true relationship with people.
Well, I guess because ano din eh, yung they grow so impatient.
Yeah.
That's why they feel this, alam mo yun, itong loneliness na ito, no?
Yeah.
Because they wanted to make an impact so right away that they don't realize, or we don't realize na, the hard work that we have to put into it. And guys, I mean, hindi naman ibig sabihin na you have to do something drastically in order for you to make an impact. Alam mo yun, if you're working in the office, just by going to the office, not going late, diba? If you're just doing your job right, hindi ka nagdadala ng paperclip pauwi sa alam mong company property, it's already making an impact because you can already influence, your co-workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, faith without action is not faith at all.
Sure.
That's like excellency right there.
Exactly.
If you're doing something for the glory of God, that's just being having self-discipline and self-control.
Right.
And so what I do suggest to everybody is that, to get to know who God is, because God's gonna be able to tell you, what to do,
Right.
and how you're gonna be handling these kinds of things.
Situations.
Whether you're a millennial or not,
Yes.
you'll be able to handle these kinds of situations, and you will know that you will need to do excellently in the job place, no
Yeah.
matter how hard that job is or
Yes.
not, because you know that you're doing it for the glory of God.
Right.
And you can never go wrong with the word of God. Everything, every situation, it's there. It's there to help you out.
Yeah, so what I also suggest though is that we become open-hearted about, changes, about
We always go
more
back to that.
suggestions and, constructive criticisms. Let's just put away all of that pride aside.
Yes.
Be more hopeful that these things are happening to you, not because you're being punished or not because you're not used to it, but this is
Yes.
happening for a reason. And everything that happens in our lives, no matter how struggling we are, it actually has a purpose for us to learn, because we are being prepared for a next step or a next battle.
Right. Absolutely.
All right.
So yeah, well, thank you very much again for watching our 4th episode.
For the
and
episode, wow.
yeah, it's our 4th episode.
Wear pa, man. Wear pa.
Yeah.
Where pa?
And if you have any questions, suggestions, any thoughts about
Yes.
this
Yes,
particular
please.
topic, please comment it down below. We would
Yes.
love to speak with you. If you also have any topics that you would like to hear about, that we could talk about as well, that would be perfect. You can
Yes.
also post it down below. And then
Guys, don't forget to subscribe.
yes, please, and hit the notification buttons.
And we have a Facebook page, by the way.
Yeah.
Please like our Facebook page as well. It's gonna be down below. We're gonna put the links in.
yeah, and please also watch our other videos. So we have a lot of pleases right
Yes.
now, but thank you very much for tuning in. Again, this is Rian.
I'm James the Great.
And this is Zach, and this is
Forbidden
Talks.
Talks.
where we talk about things that people don't dare talk about.
See ya.
Peace.
Bye.